These are the sights that no one wants to see. Students running for safety and police swarming campuses after a school shooting. According to Everytown for Gun Safety, 2025 has seen at least 159 gunfire incidents at American schools, sparking continued debate about school safety and gun laws. But one company called Campus Guardian Angel wants to bring special technology to more schools to stop one of these nightmare scenarios and save lives. KVUE's Kelsey Sanchez explains tonight.
This command center in Austin is set up with a team of racing drone pilots ready to launch these devices into action. Their mission: to stop a school shooter immediately.
Once somebody triggers the system, we start to look at the cameras. Once we find the shooter, I know where he is. Then I pick the nearest box and fly the route. I want to make that decision in 5 seconds. And I want to be able to reach the shooter in 15 seconds after I launch.
Bill King is with Campus Guardian Angel, the company behind this technology. Once these drones launch, the purpose is to distract the shooter. The high-pitched noise and then circling around me is to have the shooter focus on that and not hurting innocent people.
The effects that we've got on them are distraction devices, so think strobes, think sirens, we can drop multi-bang flash crashes, and then we're shooting paint.
The Austin-based company is set to launch its first pilot program in Florida next year. Here in Texas, Bernie ISD plans to adopt the technology come January.
I would love to tell you that we've cracked the code and we've solved all the mental health problems in the world and it's never going to happen again, but that's just not our reality. So we had to be prepared, and any tool that's available, I am open to testing and seeing if it works.
Rick Goodrich is the district's chief of safety and security, a position created in the wake of the Robb Elementary School tragedy.
We're going to do the job that we're charged with. And if that's indoor drones or whatever the next level of technology is, we're going to embrace it and see if it's for us.
King says they're looking for creative ways for schools to afford the program. Right now, the price tag sits at $4 per student per month.
We haven't put a whole lot of bells and whistles on them because we don't want them to get expensive.
Campus Guardian Angel CEO Justin Marston says he hopes to take the program nationwide and get the attention of lawmakers.
What we would love to see the legislature do here is just smaller pilot programs that allow people to test this out without having to make that full commitment to a full district-wide deployment, which is what you typically see in a bond program.
So while the company works to bring drones into more schools, the work will continue here in Central Texas. So Mark, company leaders did tell me that they plan to keep the command center here in Texas for now, but they'll be assigning workers based on time zones so they can connect with the schools they're assigned to as this technology expands.
It's amazing technology, and to watch it at work, especially with the mannequin there.
Very innovative.
Yeah, the distraction that it brings.
It's very loud. If you can tell, you can barely hear my voice. So.
And yeah, right. And it could save lives, the most important.
Most importantly.
Great story, Kelsey. Thank you.